more than 40 workers here in Ithaca will be jobless. So please support us. As A32, we're walking out, and please join us as we do so.
Yeah! What's disgusting?
Union busting!
What's disgusting?
Union busting!
What's disgusting?
Union busting!
This is my art account, but I'm still gonna post this on here because my other account is private. But I'm a Starbucks worker. I've been with this company for 3 years now. This job pays my rent, my utilities, my groceries. This is my full-time job. I don't go to school. I don't do anything else. This is the only job that I have. Today is maybe my last shift with the company because yesterday we all come into work and we're told that our store is closing tomorrow. So essentially we were given 2 days notice. Sunday we find out if we're getting separated or relocated to a different location. There are multiple problems with this, and the average person can't really see the bigger picture with this because you're not a Starbucks worker and you don't really know what that means. I live in Los Angeles and I know of at least 3 or 4 locations within a 2-mile radius that are closing.
Therein lies the problem. The first clip of this video was from a couple different years ago where basically a lot of Starbucks workers were trying to unionize and then they were making a decision to no longer keep those stores open. Now we have a situation where Starbucks is laying off and they decided that California is going to take the brunt of those cuts, which we know that California is trash. However, the corporate environment is also considering the fact that the majority of those stores are not profitable, but they're also closing a lot of stores nationwide. But California, it seems, as I looked at the list, is catching the brunt of that. In addition to that, you got to understand that corporate America is not your friend. And just because you work at a retail location, which I was always of the impression that when you become a barista or you work at a fast food joint, that those were jobs or for college students or for people that, was just getting into the workforce. It wasn't supposed to be a career option. However, I can't sit there and hold people accountable for wanting to have a full-time career inside of retail or to work at a Starbucks location. That is their choice. However, the companies are not under any obligation, and I feel absolutely sad and sorry for the people that are losing their jobs. I've been through layoffs in my life, and at the time that I got laid off, I decided that I was never going to put all of my eggs in one basket, and that I was never going to be subjected to whatever it is that's happening in the economy. I was going to be financially agnostic, meaning that I was going to be diversified in the different types of income. I was going to make investments to ensure that I live below my lifestyle or below my pay grade so that I could live the lifestyle that I want for the rest of my life and that I was going to invest. However, I understand that the majority of people that are out here that are getting laid off probably didn't make that decision or they don't live their life like that. And I'm considerate of it. Again, I'm not advocating for anybody to get laid off, but I need people to understand that I don't know anybody at any point in their life that was able to work a straight up full-time job at the same place for 40, 30, 40 years and never go through any kind of layoffs or any kind of restructuring or buyouts or getting fired or anything like that. So when I see these places, especially a place over in California, Los Angeles, the Bay Area, they closing a lot of stores. Hundreds of people are being laid off, if not thousands, just in those areas alone. And then you look at the corporate structure, right? Because I know that they got a new CEO, and I covered that a long time ago. And you look at the corporate structure. A Starbucks, you can literally find them probably 3 or 4, depending on where you at, within a 1-mile radius of each other. They're everywhere. This probably should have happened a long time ago. And so people need to educate themselves, not just on trying to have a job, but understanding the direction of the company so that they don't put all of their eggs in that basket. And I think that this actually opens up an opportunity for a lot of small businesses to get away from big box stores or long time corporate stores and to be able to compete because the market determines whether or not a business can survive in that particular area. It just isn't profitable. It isn't conducive, and the company doesn't necessarily owe anybody anything anyway. But let's hear the rest of what she got to say.
That in itself is 60 people losing their jobs. That's 60 people that they need to transfer to other stores. Obviously, we don't have enough stores to fit all those people, especially with 13 stores in a 9-mile radius in Los Angeles being closed. I would be surprised if even half of us kept our jobs. We'll be moved to stores that don't align with our schedules. A lot of Starbucks workers are in school. If you have a tighter availability, your chances of getting transferred are lower. If you're a barista, for example, it is rare to find a location that gives you full-time work. I've been at 3 different Starbucks locations. This is the only location I've ever had that would give me full-time. Every other location I've had to fight for hours. Starbucks does not give out full-time work very often. Everyone at my store is a full-time worker. Everyone here that gets transferred is probably going to have a difficult time retaining their hours. We're just not going to be able to pay our bills for a while. They haven't given us any information to do with a severance package. We have no idea what it's going to look like, if it's going to be decent in any way. When we were told, we were given a script. There was no reassurances. We were basically just told there's no guarantee that you're going to keep your job. We're not telling you anything about the severance package. You just need to hope and pray that Sunday you find out you're not fired. And in their speech, they made sure to tell us to finish the day strong and take care of our customers and comfort our customers when they find out that we're closing. I interpreted it as basically a you to every single one of us. Some of us...
Or it could be that they are still paying you on a clock, and so you need to do your job, and they don't owe you anything. They paying you for your time. People need to stop putting their entire identity into the thing that they do for work. Work is literally you getting paid for whatever it is that you do. Aside from that, California raising their minimum wage, that didn't help that particular area, which I know that is happening nationwide, but they're only closing the unprofitable stores or the stores that's not worth keeping open, right? And again, y'all having so many in such a small radius. What did you think was going to happen? I don't know. It's too much to make of this.
Us who have been with this company for 2 decades. Frankly, this is legal in the United States.
For 2 decades? Wow. And how is this illegal? Y'all literally right to work employees.
We have at-will employment. This is perfectly legal for them to do. Just because it's legal does not mean it's moral. Any job can just throw you out with no warning, no severance, nothing. And now you can't pay your rent that month. Now you can't eat because, let's face it, most of the people in this country, especially in this type of work, live paycheck to paycheck. I know that everybody here does, at least. This just shows you that they do not care about you. Corporations do not care about you. You are ants to them. You mean nothing. They will squash you.
Now as corporations don't care anything about you. I didn't know that they were supposed to. You're exchanging your time for money, and they're exchanging money for your time. It's not personal. Like, they don't owe you guys a job forever. Happens in every industry. It gets upended. If they're not profitable, then they can't pay you, and they're not supposed to continue to give you money out of their pocket. Time to go find another job or get educated. I don't know.
Given any opportunity. Every single corporation, Starbucks included, is like a cult. They act like they care about you, but they don't. So why should you care about them?
Just bitter.
If
They
you
just
are
bitter.
an
She's mad right
unionized
now. You gotta
worker
understand that.
in the United States, you are not safe. There is nothing protecting you. There's nothing protecting your livelihood. You can get screwed over at any moment, just like thousands of Starbucks employees got screwed over yesterday. What's scary to
Screwed
me
over.
is usually corporations pretend to care about you, but they're not even pretending to care. They're just blatantly telling everybody how little they think of us. So
Nah, you got to get out of your feelings and your emotions. To be honest with you, I think that a lot of women are going to start to become stay-at-home mothers. They're going to be looking to try to get married. And I think that the workforce is going to start paring down to be more competitive, especially in non essential jobs or jobs that don't necessarily add value into the economy. And then you're going to see a slow rebirth in the type of economy that actually warrants men and skilled trades and AI and all of that type of stuff. And that I think that we're going to go back to traditional values. Anyways, let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.